Welcome to Cackling in the Void.
I'm Kaylee,
I'm Ashley.
and let's see if the void echoes back today.
Now that we are in, um,
Chapter 23.
thank you. Sorry, I'm reading the beginning excerpt.
Is it interesting?
Yeah. The most worrisome sight for any instructor is most definitely when power backfires. We lost 9 cadets my first year to signets that could not be controlled from their first manifestation. Pity. Major Offender's Guide to the Rider Squadron, Unauthorized Edition.
Yeah. Um, but it's also like, that is crazy to think about. But starting off in chapter 23, Ree is like, so what happened?
Yeah,
Did
like,
anything
and also
happen?
like, I can't believe you waited to tell me. Like, wow. So how
Not
was it?
even like she's also like the fact that you waited A to tell me that you started channeling and then B that you guys like smooched.
Yep. Yep. It was just a kiss. But yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing.
Well, yeah, because she's just like, wow, I'm sure that he looks like he knows what he should be doing. And then the
hmm
fact that like the follow-up Violet is like, yeah, he knows.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Um, but she's like, second thoughts? You look like maybe there's even third thoughts.
I mean, I'm sure that there is, honestly.
Yeah.
I think there's just like so many thoughts going through her brain, especially because like that was technically like the most satisfying thing that she's had in a really long time. Um, also just like she's like, starting to feel guilty because
hmm
she's like, oh, like, what's going on? Like, how did it feel to start channeling? How did it feel to kiss him and things like that? And Violet is starting to feel guilty and is like, you know,
There's so many secrets. Like
yeah.
she can't tell her about Andarna, how she's a baby, how she stopped time and stuff like that. And so she's sad about it. And she's like, I don't want to keep these secrets.
Yeah, and like keeping secrets is definitely like weighing on her. And then, you know, I think like that's so interesting that it is weighing on her so heavily
Mm-hmm.
now.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just starting to get to her, and I'm like, it should have been weighing on you more.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just so many things now, like the long list.
Yeah. And then we find out that Ree has a signet now,
Hmm.
and she can transport things like from like she can move this microphone over there. Or like she could transport things through the walls and stuff.
Yeah. Well, she can't do it yet, but she probably will be in the
Yeah, like
future because
as the signet grows, like
technically,
she has transportation of objects.
yeah. Which I
Yeah,
mean, I think is pretty cool in and of
that's really cool.
itself. And like Violet even says, like that's the kind of signet that's going to distinguish you for the rest of your career. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think that is so cool that she sees like such a value in her friends and are like, this is actually going to take you really far. Like, congratulations. Like, I'm so, proud of you,
Yeah. And it
you
does
know?
show their friendship. Like she doesn't seem jealous or anything. She's just proud.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm sure that there is like this sense of jealousy in a way of like, I just started channeling and now everybody has signets. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm falling behind and I'm jealous that that's happening at like a quicker timeline.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, she is just feeling so overwhelmed with pride that her friends are really succeeding and are
Yeah.
having this immense power that is going to distinguish them.
Yeah. And I feel like um it at least I believe that jealousy is a very valid emotion and it just depends on how
Hmm.
you deal with it. And it's
Yeah.
like, like you live across country, like when you go hang out with friends, I'm like, oh, like I wish we could hang out, but I'm really happy you're gonna go hang out with friends. Good, go have fun. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think that like jealousy is such a common feeling
Hmm.
like of being a human. I think
Yeah.
everybody who is a human experiences this form of jealousy, whether that's a platonic jealousy or a romantic type of jealousy. But I do think that what you said is correct. All feelings of jealousy are valid. It's just what you do with those feelings and how you recognize those and what you do after those feelings really is important, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. I agree. I agree with what I said. Whoever said that was very smart.
I know. It's like that person kind of sometimes has a brain. Only on
Sometimes.
occasions, though.
Not often, but sometimes.
Hmm.
Yep. And then, Violet actually snuck away from Liam to like go talk with Ree. And then
Hmm.
he was like, I was just in the bathroom and you disappeared. And Ree's like, no one's trying to assassinate her in my room, Mari.
But also, like, at the same time, he's like, wait, what happened? I literally went to the bathroom and I walked out and you're not.
I love him so much.
Just like, but also like the fact that he's like probably concerned. He's like, oh fuck, like if I lost this girl and she died, like Zayn's gonna be pissed,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Um, so it's just it's so fun, and then like you know Liam is just like kind of freaking out, and Rhea's
Hmm.
like, shut the fuck up, nobody's trying to kill her. Like we're gonna walk right now to class. Like chill, bitch, chill.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, he um carved her a little dragon because he does his whittling. He carved her a Terran.
I know. I think that's so sweet that he like carved her a little like replica dragon of Terran.
Ugh.
And like I love that he followed up with I would have done Indarna first, but I just don't spend as much time with her. So I don't get to see her as much, so I don't like basically know her features well enough to carve them from memory. And I'm like, that's so
It's
sweet.
so sweet. I really love how like his little hobby is there.
Yeah. How his like little hobby is there, and I think like that's so cute and so fun. Um
Yeah.
but as they're walking to class, who sees her? Who stops to monopolize her time, Ashley? Who could it be?
Is it my favorite character?
I think it is. I think this is also like who you're rooting for Violet to end up with.
Oh yeah, I just love Dane so much.
Say it like you mean it, Ashley.
God.
Say it like you
He
mean it.
I love Dane so much. He's one of my favorite characters. I think that him and Violet just have this like really nice like friendship that really could turn into something more. Like if you really think about it, like think how much he cares for her. He really doesn't want her to get in any trouble. Like he really just wants to protect her. Like he was trying to get her to go to the scribe quadrant. Like the what who else would do that for her? Because he just wants to protect her so much. So this is why he's my favorite character, and I think that him and Violet should end up together. Fuck Zayden.
That was great.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
saying it like you actually mean it because I finally believed you.
Thank you. I think I actually said that pretty well though.
Yep, I believed every word of it.
Every word.
Every word.
And so, he I could do this. Okay. He like, they run into him, and so Violet follows him out of the doorway, and he just starts yelling at her. And he's like, "You let Terrence share your memory with everyone instead of just showing me yourself?" Actually?
Yeah. And then like the fact that he's just like still up in arms about this. And I'm like, it's been literal like months since you've talked to her. The last
Mm-hmm.
time you talked to her was in the gym and you told her and you were basically like, "Are you fucking serious right now?" That was the only thing that you said to her. And then now, all of a sudden, in the hall, you have the gall to come up and like harass her, for lack of better terms, in the
Mm-hmm.
hall. And she's just like, actually, you know what? No, I don't deserve this because you literally lunged for my face. You
Mm-hmm.
lunged. You didn't even ask me for permission. That it, it seems crazy to me that you're telling me that we're best friends and you didn't even ask.
Yeah, and like he's like, he's upset that he's like, I had to hear about it in formation. Like, you're my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
You're still you to me, my best friend who had been vicious attacked and like nearly killed, and you didn't say a single word about it. And then she was like, you didn't ask. You reached for my face like you were entitled to a memory after blatantly telling me you didn't believe me, and you demanded I show you. And he's like, I
Yeah,
didn't
and
ask.
no, literally, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I felt like I had like a little bit of a conniption there for a second. Just like the gall that this man has to be like, I didn't ask. No, you fucking didn't ask. That's why everybody's upset because you didn't ask. You
Yeah.
didn't ask, and like the fact that you're like, how dare she? We're best friends. You're not clearly fucking best friends because a best friend would have fucking asked. And
Hmm.
like, just I'm and then also like the fact that he literally like blinked it out of his mind that he's like, I thought I did. No, you didn't, bitch. We all know that you didn't because we were like, you know what I mean? Like everybody was there. Like everybody
Yeah.
saw that situation and they could like if Violet really wanted to could bring other people in to be like, "No, you didn't." And like the
Hmm.
fact that he's shocked that he's like, "Oh my gosh, me, a rule abiding a citizen, like didn't ask you? That's crazy." And I'm like, "No, sir, stop acting so shocked that you didn't fucking ask because you know you didn't."
Yeah, right.
Mm-mm.
And then I will say this is kind of sad. It's like the worst part is I knew you wouldn't believe me. It's why I almost didn't tell Zayden who it was because I wasn't sure he would believe me either. And then Dane goes,
Yeah.
but he did. And he was the one who killed them in your room.
And just
But
like,
also just like the fact that she was like, because of Dane, she isn't sure anybody's gonna believe her now.
oh, I know. Like she is openly like, well, I didn't even know if like anybody would trust me. Didn't know if Zayden would.
Hmm.
Didn't really know like what was going to happen and like yeah, he did kill those people in like my room, but like I don't know what to tell you. And Dane is just upset cuz he's just like uh, how was he there so quickly? Like was he already in there? Like was he already in your room? Is that why like he was there? And like she's just trying to reassure him like no. He wasn't in my room, you fucking idiot. He
I
was
know.
there because, you know,
Terrence,
Taryn told Segale and Segale told him.
yeah,
Like his dragon told him. Like because my dragon told his dragon. Like this is not my fault. Like he wasn't sleeping in my room. We're not having like a relationship. You shouldn't be
hmm,
worried about this. And you're just like not trusting her at all. And that's not what you should do. Like, first of
yeah.
all, yes, you should always trust your best friend, number one. But number two, like,
If they're being shitty like this, why would you trust them?
no, absolutely. But then also, like, in my head, I'm like, dude, if you're really trying to get with this girl, like, this is not the way.
Oh.
Like, this is not the way. You're fumbling this, bro. Like,
Hmm.
if you really wanted to get in there, like, you're fumbling and you're fumbling hard, and this is not going well, you
No, it's
know?
really not. And and then he's like, um, and he's like, you have every reason to hate him too, because Violet's like, you hate him, and then he's like,
Hmm.
I know, or she's like, I know his father put an arrow in Brennan's chest, but don't don't you think he sees me and remembers that my mother put his father to death?
There it is.
Yeah, like, and then Dane's like, you trust him more than me.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, she does.
she's like, I have to trust him. Like, we're linked. Like I have to.
Yeah, and it's because like their dragons are bonded and he's just like giving her so much pushback and he's like I
Mm-hmm.
just don't understand, like we're supposed to be best friends. You don't act like you trust me. I'm not, I guess, entitled to your memories because God, like, that's a God-given right for me is to be entitled to everybody's memories, obviously, regardless if you're
Mm-hmm.
my best friend or not. Um and just like the fact that he is like so upset that she trusts Zayden more. And I'm just like, of course she would. Like, out of all
Their
of like,
lives are literally intertwined.
exactly. And I just feel like, it kind of goes into like this quote where she's just like, um, Ashley's gonna pull it up and read you this quote, but I'm just gonna do the lead in to the quote,
Okay,
okay?
okay, okay.
Yeah. So as she's looking, I'm gonna do the lead in, okay?
Okay, please do.
you know, and he's getting more and more upset, and she's just like remembering who he was as a child, like when they were children, and how they used to interact, and how she was scared for him to go into the writer's quadrant. And this is like something that he has like told her right like before like he went in and before she went in, and like this was like his first piece of advice to her when she got in.
Mm-hmm.
And
You ready?
yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, perfect. I found it. So she's like, I know you wanted to keep me safe, but keeping me safe is keeping me from growing. And then when you told me that this place strips everything away from you to reveal what's underneath, I was afraid. What if underneath the brittle bones and frail ligaments there was just more weakness? Only this time I wouldn't be able to blame my body. And then he's like, you've never been weak to me, Vi. And then she says, like,
Nobody,
don't.
okay, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna cut you off because I know that you're gonna read the quote, but like, sorry. Just go ahead and finish it, and then I'll go on my little rant.
Okay, okay, okay. Don't you get it? It doesn't matter what you think, it only matters what I think. And you were right, but the writer's quadrant stripped away the fear and even the anger about being thrown into this quadrant, and it revealed who I really am. At my core, I'm a writer. Tara knew it and Darna knew it, and that's why they chose me. And until you can stop looking for ways to keep me in a glass cage, we're not gonna get past this, no matter how many years of friendship we have between us. And then, okay, this is a different quote, so please go on your little rant.
Okay, thank you. I was like, are you ready? Because I have. I mean, it's not really a little rant. It's a pretty long rant.
Okay, please.
Just the fact that he is just like, I never thought you were weak, Violet, and I'm like, no, you did though. But no, you did. You absolutely did. Because why would Dane want her to go into the scribe quadrant if he didn't think that she was too weak for this place?
No, like literally.
Like he did. No, you did. And then like she's just like it doesn't really matter what you fucking think. Like I don't understand why you don't understand that it's never mattered what you thought. The only thing that actually fucking matters is what I think. And I'm so proud that she finally like owns it. Like she
Mm-hmm.
finally owns that, and this is like the first time where she's really like, no, you're holding me back, and like I can't be in this situation anymore with you saying that you want to protect me and you're not. You're holding me back, and what you think doesn't fucking matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And but it's also just like so telling like how much she doubted herself because like the idea of yeah, this place strips everything away from you. And what if underneath all of these like fragile brittle bones, what if it was just more weakness?
Mm-hmm.
you know
Yeah.
and I personally don't think that she could handle it, but I love it when she was like, I'm a writer at my core,
Yeah.
because that is who she is, and she's been fighting for that for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's been fighting to prove that to people for so long now.
Yeah.
And it just I just I get upset with him because he just doesn't understand,
No, he doesn't. And
and
I
he's
think that's
not
the annoying part
listening.
is like he does the same thing over and over and over again. He just doesn't seem to get it. And I'm like, sir, please. I am begging you, please understand.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow there is more with this interaction. Now, I do want to discuss this quote, um, and you'll know exactly what I mean by when I say it. Um, okay, and so he glances after she goes on her whole spiel of like, there's no matter how long we have in between us, blah blah blah. He glances over my shoulder and says, "And what? Ryerson gets a free pass for all of his control issues because last time I checked, Liam was moved to our squad specifically to shadow you." And so like
I
it's just
mean,
interesting because I do like how this book does point out like, hey, like Xaden is controlling.
oh, for sure.
Yeah, like I
Like,
know that it's very obvious, but I feel like
hmm
a lot of male main characters get a lot of rose-colored glasses
oh,
from
for
their
sure.
authors and from a lot of people. And don't get me
hmm
wrong, I have a fun like I love reading about Xaden. He's very fun. But like I
Yeah, but
do
Zayden is just as toxic. I can openly admit that Zayden is toxic, and so is Dane. They're both.
yes, absolutely. Just one is more fun to read than the other.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
One
I
is
do
framed
like
spunkier.
and I saw in an interview with Rebecca Yarros where she was like, "Why do you guys give Xaden a free pass when doing the exact same thing that Dane does, like trying to keep her safe and stuff like that?" And it's just because she was like, "Is it because he's hot? Because that's literally the reason." And I'm like, I'm so glad you know your audience, know your characters, and know the bullshit about it. I appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am. Um, let's see. Sorry. Um, then he kind of gets like, you don't know everything about Xaden. I have a higher security clearance due to my signet, and you need to be careful.
Yeah, I think like that's crazy that he just kind of like throws that in her face. Like, oh, like you don't really know him.
And
Like,
it's also
he's
like
not
I have a
telling you
higher security
everything.
signet.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I'm so glad that you have like this higher security. And like, she openly is like, well, did you want me to leave Beth Gaiath because you didn't think that I could do it? Or did you want to get me away from Zayden? And then
Mm-hmm.
she's like, never mind. Don't even fucking answer because,
It
like,
stops
no,
now.
I can't. Yeah,
Yeah, and she's like,
this
I stop.
absolutely stops.
Yeah, and then she's like, I have two badass dragons who have my back. Can you respect that? Like, leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah.
And then he, like reaches up and holds her cheek and is like determined for him, like trying to determine if he's gonna listen to her. And like, I'm like, sir. It's like, and he's like, all right, Vi, like, how can I argue with two badass dragons? So she finally got through to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she did. It's just like so hard to see him flip like on a dime
Mm-hmm.
about I'm really upset because you don't trust me and everything. And then it's the, okay, well, actually, you know what? You make some good points. I never thought about it from your point of view. And I'm like, bitch, start thinking about it from other people's point of views. That's why you're so close minded.
Mm-hmm. I was about to
Like,
say he's very close-minded because he only thinks about himself.
exactly. And like, you only think one way. And like, I just can't believe that you don't think of her of any other way.
Mm-hmm.
And then, this transfers pretty nicely into them because, now she started channeling.
Yep. So she gets to go
She,
to the class with Carr.
yeah.
Um, and Carr says something really strange. I was a little weirded out, but that's okay. He just basically says, let me see if I find it because it was right here. Um, like he basically said, seems like the Soaringa line is as blessed is so, wow. Seems like the Soaringa line is blessed even with someone as fragile as you. Sir, that's
rude.
weird. Rude and weird.
Rude. I don't know. I literally like wrote it down like rude. That's just so rude.
You
Like
did. It's so
It just
rude.
rude, sir. Like you've never met this girl, and then the first interaction that you have is like, damn, writers are really only worth like as prized as like they're only prized for their signets, and that's
Hmm.
it. And basically being like, oh, my condolences to your brother's signet. And she's like, well,
Hmm.
it was my brother that you should be condoning, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, and then he goes and like says this, and I'm like, that's so rude. Like, no, sir, it's
Yeah, because
rude.
he basically said like Anne Mira is an inspiration, and then he was like Anne Brennan. Men are just so very rare, and to lose one so young is tragic. And then Violet just kind of shoots back like, I think losing Brennan was a tragedy, but the loss of his signet was a definite blow to the wings.
Yeah, and like she does recover it so nicely. You can definitely see the way that she speaks to her like teachers and like her superior officers. She was really raised around this. Like she knows how to speak correctly and politically correct in this type of format, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I
Oh,
just
and
think
here's
that
seems the sewing girl line is blessed even in a writer as well delicate as you are.
rude.
Rude.
So fucking rude. And it's like one of those things where it's like it's it's hard because she is probably thinking as well like I have achieved so much. I've been doing so much and like people may start finally recognizing me for like having a little bit of power or being able to do something, and then he's just like very much a actually no, we don't.
Yeah.
We only like your dragon and the signet that you could produce. And so you better, live up to this signet that Taryn can possess.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of like sits back down and she's just like, I don't know like what to do because next year when like Taryn and Sigale, because they're mated, I'm going to be running around and I'm not going to get all this stuff. And like now I'm going to be chasing down like the most powerful rider in the quadrant because that's, of course, how it's going to look.
Yeah.
And then Ree is like, what do you mean? Zayden's not the most powerful rider of our generation. And she looks at her and is like, bitch, what do you mean? Like, of course he is. Like him and Sigale are like the most powerful riders and like the dragon pair of the generation. And Rhiannon looks at her and is like, Taryn is. You and Taryn are.
Yeah.
Like you are going to surpass him because of who your dragon is, and and also like not only that is like your skill level, your morals, like the way that you believe in yourself and your friends. Like I do think that when Rhiannon says that, it is just so much more. It's just deeper than well, I think you're going to be the best.
Yeah.
It's just
Like it's
so much
just she worded it
deeper than
very
that.
well. I love
Hmm.
Ree. She's so supportive.
Yeah, and then
Yeah. And then, then there's another time skip. And so it
mhm.
went from December to January, and they've just been working on shielding and grounding a lot. So then, it's now January. They've been working on shielding. And another one of Kaylee's favorite lines is keep one foot grounded firmly. Wow, sorry. Keep one foot firmly grounded at all times. You're useless unless you're connected to your power, and you're dangerous if you can't contain it. There is only in the in between that makes you a great writer.
Yeah, and I just love that. Just like the idea of that's what makes you a great writer is focus and balance, and making sure that everything is like good. But now that there is like that time skip, challenges have begun, and
Hmm.
uh, you know, because Violet is a sneaky little person, she knows who she is fighting, and it's Jack, and that is terrifying for her.
Hmm.
Like she openly is like, this is scary, and she just like she asks Taryn like how do I like what do I do not to like to be killed, and like he's gonna try to kill me. Like she openly says it's like
Yeah.
Taryn, he's gonna try to kill me, and Taryn just is very quick about it and is like, well, don't let him. That's it. That's my advice. Just don't let him,
Yeah.
Um and I love that. And you know she starts to realize that it's coming up, and then she kind of tells Liam
Yeah, she tells
before it
Liam, and
even
then
starts.
yeah, and she, puts Liam in this very like awkward position by not telling Xaden that Jack is her opponent.
But here's the thing is, yes, she put Liam in an awkward position, but technically they're not supposed to know who they're
No,
fighting like ahead of time. And the fact that she does is her
is
own little
illegal.
secret that she is being trying like that she has been trying to protect, because it's like
Mm-hmm.
uh if that ever got out, people could say that I'm cheating and then I would die, because that seems like every other rule is death.
Yeah. So now we are at the Met, and Jack is very, very excited about this. He has been
Yeah.
asking, like she says, all semester, all
Hmm.
year. He's been asking since the first day.
And he finally gets the shot now. Like this
Hmm.
is it. Like this is where like they make the move and you actually get to see them fight,
Yeah.
which is crazy to think that the teachers would, allow this to happen,
Isn't
basically.
that weird?
Yeah, I just think that, but I mean, tis the nature of the school,
That's true.
it is very much a we weed out the weakest link,
Hmm.
you know?
And so they want to see how she can hold her own now versus how she, couldn't earlier in the year. So then, even Emetario, the professor, when he calls Jack and Violet up onto the mat, you could tell he's like not okay with it.
Yeah, like the way that he says it, he's just so disappointed.
Are
I'm
you
so
okay?
sorry. Yeah, I'm okay. I don't know. I guess maybe I'm just tired. Instead of yawning, I laugh, okay?
Hey, I only yawned once this time.
I'm sure. Uh-huh. We should look back at that tape and see. Um, but no, he seems like not disappointed, but
Oh, like,
resigned.
okay, here it is.
Yeah, like very much resigned to the situation, like accepting of the fact that this is what happens every year. We do this all the time, but we
Mm-hmm.
know, like, technically her professor's like, yeah, we know what's gonna happen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so like, not gonna lie, like she puts up a good fight. Like, she really tries, and but like I guess before she gets on the mat, we should have said that she did tell Liam that now, after they announced it,
Go, go.
he could go tell Xaden, and
Yep.
he immediately leaves.
Yes, and I also
Um,
do like how she does say like thank God's Ree is already across the floor ready to challenge another woman, so she doesn't have to see how the blood drains from Liam's face. She shouldn't have to see any of this. Sawyer's gone too over at Mat 9.
mhm. And so like she did, frame it in such a way that her closest friends are not,
There.
yeah, there to
Yeah,
know
the only
that.
one that's there is Riddick, and Riddick is like, no fucking way.
Yeah, and Liam like tells him like, "Hey, do you got this if I go?"
Yeah, and he's like, then he does tell her, like, guard her like you're me.
Yeah. And I love that line. Guard
I
her
really
like
do
you were
too.
me. Like, okay, okay, Liam.
Yeah.
Um but, I think that she puts up a really good fight.
She
Personally, I
does.
think
She
that
really does.
um for the, I don't know, lack of a better term, uneven odds
Mm-hmm.
that is like stacked against her, like just not only like build, strength, and things like that. Yeah, skill,
Yeah.
build strength and skill. They're very much the scales are uneven to the, like, in general, from like the perception of it. The scale is unequal in the perception of it, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then
But
Emetario is very much like, hey, no wielding, because he knows what's about to happen. He says no wielding, like tap out or
yeah.
knockout earns you a victory.
Yeah.
Like really
And
much reinstating. Please do not kill. I would really appreciate if you did not kill.
I know, but Jack is out for blood and he's very open about that. And he
Mm-hmm.
goes hard and but somehow she kind of basically gets him into a very similar position like they did on Parapet besides, wanting to stab his balls, she's stabbing like his throat or something, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Um and she is just openly like tap out.
Yep.
Like you should do it.
Yep. And she slices her dagger through the back of his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, um, then she does try to like throw, he's like taunting her, like, oh, I bet you wish you could throw that blade at me. And she's kind of like, I bet you wish you didn't know what that felt like digging out of you.
Yeah, and I find like that's so fun because, she is good at throwing daggers. And,
Mm-hmm.
daggers are her specialty now, and she should be good at throwing daggers. And but I also think she taunts him like that because she knows that she doesn't want to throw the dagger just yet because this could be the only weapon in this fight that she has.
Yeah. And then she does cut his long his forearm again. And then he tries to like murder her by stabbing her in the chest, and then Riddick does like yell like he's using death blows. That's not allowed. And the teacher's like, pull it back, Barlow, because now she's pinned on the mat. And he did end up
Hmm.
slicing her ribs.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
And
continue.
oh no, I was just gonna say I was like, just getting to like this part in the fight, like, before I don't think we would have made it here. I think
No.
that it would have ended very quickly, and the fact that she was able to hold her own for, the first like 3 to 4 blows, I think is very telling that that training is paying off and that
Yeah.
she really could do this.
Yeah, and like she was able to get him back too. Like she wasn't constantly
Yeah.
on the defense, she was on offense sometime.
Yeah, but of course there's plot armor in all of this,
Well,
so,
obviously.
you know.
But that's okay. It's still fun.
Yeah. Regardless, it
Um,
was still really fun.
she throws up her arms to kind of like block. Um, and so she's like saying like tap out, tap out, tap out.
Hmm.
And then he throws his dagger at her, and then Emeterio's like, no throwing. And then he gets her down onto the mat, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. You're looking at the page, right?
Sorry. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
He gets her down onto the mat, and he like holds her face, and then she says like
Hmm.
there's this like agony fills every single cell in her body as violent vibrating energy
Hmm.
rips through her with an intensity that makes it feel like he's cleaving ligament from bone, muscle from tendon.
That's
Ouch.
crazy.
Yeah,
To
and then
like,
she's screaming, rightfully so, as she's shaken by an external force that she doesn't understand, as though he's forcing his own power into my body, shocking me with 1,000 stings of vibrating energy. And then everybody like Riddick is like, he's using powers, like he's wielding, like that's illegal. Stop wielding. Like it was very clear, like you're not allowed to wield.
yeah, and it looks like that's what he's doing, and like the agony, like to push into somebody's body to push like that into somebody else's body through magic is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, and then she, says like she says like her eyes are blurry, like she can't see very well, but she's like just looking up and seeing him channel so much power into me, like there's so much hatred in his eyes.
Yeah, and I just think like the to have so much power and hatred like in their eyes is just such a scary feeling,
Yeah.
you know? Like I'm sure that he looked crazed almost.
And he's like the smile and like how happy he is, he's like finally killing her. Like I can't imagine how big that smile. That'd be so creepy. Like, no, absolutely not.
Can you do that face again?
What face?
The face that you just did.
I don't even know what I did.
It's okay. It was good. It was good. Just
Oh,
that's why
thank
I
you.
wanted you to do it again because it was good.
Was it like the crazy face?
Yeah, the crazy face. Do yes. Thank you. Do the crazy face. Ooh,
Yep.
crazy.
And so,
um,
they're just so in like he's wielding. Like, do you guys not see him wielding? And then she
yeah.
shoves a vial into his mouth.
Yeah, just a vial like full of orange extract.
Yeah.
Um,
And she breaks his teeth doing so.
yeah, but I mean just imagine how scary that is.
Oh,
Like,
I know. I can't imagine having someone going
you know.
in my face. No, thank you.
But then also like this is like one of her first challenges that she really didn't like she had it as a backup. But the past couple of challenges before like they went on like break, um she was starting to win challenges without, resorting to poisoning them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really interesting that now, that she had it just in case, and good thing that she did have it because it really did seem like he was ready to kill her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Like he was very much ready. Just like, hey, I've been waiting for this since you stuck your dagger at my balls since parapet.
yeah, and but also, one of those things where it's like he truly does believe that she is the weakest link, which
Mm-hmm.
is, you know, yet to be seen, I guess.
Yeah, and it's
But
he very much has that like mentality, like you said, like the we need to get rid of the weakest links. Like only the superior
yeah.
people and superior dragons should live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's very, very interesting that that is the mentality. But we basically end the chapter with him blacking out and like not being able to breathe,
Yep, and
and
then
her
Violet blacks out as well
blacking
and
out.
then wakes up in the healer's quadrant
Yeah.
and it's Zayden
The
sitting there. He just kind of goes,
infirmary.
"Oranges?
Yeah. And then that's where the chapter ends. Oranges?
Oranges? What a great last
Hmm?
line."
Hmm? Oranges?
Hmm. Hmm. Um, and then now we're going on to chapter 24, which is the last chapter of this video and section and podcast, or however you're listening to it.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for bringing on this journey. I love talking about this book. I could literally talk about this book for hours, as you can tell.
We've talked about it for collectively probably
So long.
so
So
long.
long. Um, but like so we leave off with the oranges, and Zayden is mad that Violet didn't tell him about the fight.
Yeah, and she
Ex-
has so then she got sliced in the arm by Jack Barlow, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you have 11 stitches on one side and 19 on the other." Does that mean he's like
yeah.
sliced through her entire arm?
Yes. Like I'm sure that it was like a full full cut all the way down.
But do we think that it's like a cut here? He sliced through all the way. The dagger came out on this side
Well,
because he does say 11 on one
you're a
side and 19
nurse.
on the other.
You're a nurse.
That's what it sounds like.
Fantastic. Thank you for your nursely, I don't know, assessment.
Actually, I'm in pre-nursing school.
Okay, well, whatever. You're still in fucking school. It doesn't matter. You're basically a nurse. Get over yourself. Um, well, actually,
Well,
you can shut the fuck
actually.
up.
So then, he's upset. You shut the fuck up. You. So then, he's upset at her, and he's like, "You turned oranges into a weapon, violence." And she's like, "Well, I had to
Yeah.
work with what I had."
I mean, exactly. Like, what? I love that. She's just like, well, what do you mean? What was I supposed to do, you know?
Yeah, and he's like, "Well, seeing as it kept you alive, I can't really argue, and I'm not going to ask how
Mm-hmm.
you always know who you end up challenging." Telling Riddick Telling Riddick allowed Emiterio to get him here in time. Unfortunately, he's 5 beds down from you.
Yep. He is because she didn't kill him. She just gave him an allergic reaction, which is different.
And he's like,
Um,
killing him would have saved us all a lot of drama.
yeah, but also at the same time, like she's never killed anybody, and she like openly says that to him as if it's
Yeah.
like a little secret. She's like, "Oh, I've actually never killed anybody," and it's like, you don't have to whisper that, girl. I think we know.
Yeah, duh. And he's like, you should have told me. And she's like, but there's nothing you could have done about it. Like, if you did, it would have made me look
Yeah,
weak, and they would have found out how I knew and stuff like that.
yeah. And she is so scared of looking weak, and she's scared of showing like how much she relies on all these other people and how much Zayden, technically, lack of better terms, babies her
Mm-hmm.
and surrounds her with all of these people so that she is protected,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And then she's like, and like, he hasn't been around to talk to her because he has been avoiding her for weeks. And she was like, and if I didn't know any better, I think that kiss scared you. And I'm like,
I
wow.
do
She's like,
think
shit, I didn't mean to say that.
yeah, though. Come on, girl, pop off. Like,
Yeah, do it, please. We need it. We need
do
him
it.
to
Yeah.
talk. And he's like, that's not up for discussion.
Yeah, like she's like, I think you're scared. I think because she wants to talk about it and he just doesn't want to talk about it, which I think is valid, but also very interesting.
Yes, and it's very
And
interesting, and it also show like, at least for me, like, he is scared because he is very evidently like, from how he's acting around her, like falling for her, and he's like, oh shit, no, 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 no. If I avoid it, everything will be fine. I'll just keep my head down and it'll be fine.
yeah, but I also think that that's the fun part about it, you know? It's
Yeah.
just like the, ooh, so exciting, so fun.
Yeah. And then he was like, he says like it was a mistake. You and I are going to be stationed together for the rest of our lives. Getting
Hmm.
involved would be a colossal blunder. Which I do understand in the point of like, what if something happened and then like they break up? If they got together and they break up, and then they're just stationed together for literally the rest of their life.
Yeah, but it's also like not only that is like when your lives are like so closely intertwined, why make that any messier than it already is? You know, like
Mm-hmm.
why make it more messy? Like it's already gonna be messy, just like from who their parents are and how they were raised and how, the quadrant sees both of them very differently.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're gonna add possible romance onto that. Like, let's just not make it any more messy, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And then she was like, but what? And he was like, no point talking about it. And she's like, what if I want to talk about it? Like, she's very like,
Hmm.
please. Like, what if I want to talk about it? Which I do like how she says it, like, but what if I want to talk about it? And then he does kind of respond like, well, then feel free, but it doesn't mean I have to be part of the conversation. We're both allowed our boundaries, and this is one of mine.
I mean, I love that. Set boundaries, King. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I think that you should.
Yeah, and he's like, I agree that keeping my distance didn't work. If today's little stunt was about getting my attention, then congratulations, it's yours.
Yeah. Like, he really does. And, like, he lets her know, like, this does feel like a stunt, like, for getting my attention. And she's just like, I mean, you're never around. Like, how, like, I'm not trying to get your, like, attention. You just
Mm-hmm.
weren't there to witness it.
Yeah.
And that's kind
Yeah.
of what
And
it
then
is. And
he
then,
um is like, and apparently I can't trust Liam to report deadly situations or Rihanna to train you. And then so he's like, so as of this, I'm taking over. And she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, everything when it comes to you.
yep, I'm sure everything. Definitely
Everything, every
everything.
single thing.
I really, Mm-hmm. All of it. I literally cannot wait because I just,
What can't you
I
wait
mean,
for? What are you waiting for?
I just can't wait for the everything to happen. um, I just think that it's so interesting how he phrases it like that, you know?
Hmm.
And I do kind of like that he is like taking a forward motion to like her training, that
Yeah,
he's like, you know what, never mind.
I'll do it.
It's
And because of
okay.
especially how her argument has been like, well, you're having people do it, you're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's like, fine, I will do literally everything. And by that, I mean, he's literally taking her out of class and taking her out of flight hours. He's taking her out of all this stuff. Like during flight hours, Zayden has me on the mat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like, um, also like is it absolutely toxic that I'm attracted to this look on him? Probably, but one look and my temperature rises.
Yeah, and it's just like one of those things where it's like this is like the first time that like we get to see them fighting on the mat.
Yeah, because well, we got to see them fighting on the mat in the like chapter 9 or something. But that was
Yeah, but
more
like
of like a schooling.
actually, yeah, like it was more of a scolding,
Yeah. And then
and this
when
is more
he's
schooling.
yeah. And
Do
now
you,
he's
do you
on
see
the
what I
mat
did
with
there?
her and he's like, "Hey, leave your daggers, like disarm." And he comes on
Mm-hmm.
with 12 daggers and he's like, "Okay, you either trust me or you don't."
Yeah, and I really do think like that's so hard for her because she's like, do I trust him? Do I not trust him? Like,
Hmm.
what are we gonna do? Is this
Yeah.
worth
And
it? Is this not
yeah.
worth it?
Um and then she's like, "Hey, I'm unarmed. Are you happy now?"
Yeah, because she's not allowed to bring any of hers on the mat.
No,
That
but
was
he has
like
all
the
of hers.
stipulation. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Um, and you know,
And then she still has her stitches, and this is a like interesting thing that she's like she still has her stitches, and she's like, "Do you think that we should wait until these are healed?" And he's like, "No, because enemies don't give a shit if you're wounded. If you don't know how to fight in pain, you'll get us both killed." And then she just kind of in her head is like, "Little does he know, I'm almost always in pain. It's pretty much my comfort zone."
mm-hmm. I mean, it is like I think that it is right for her to say that because it really is, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, and it's I very much get like not that pain is comforting, but once you've had chronic pain for a long time, it does kind of become your comfort zone. It's like, obviously, I would love to not be in pain. I know you would love to not be in pain, but I
Yeah,
can't imagine not being in pain.
it's like one of those things where it's like maybe comfort zone isn't the word. It's just it's normal. And
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of people that, you know, consider their comfort zone to be what is normal to them. And so, and in sense, yeah, it's normalcy. So therefore it is the comfort zone.
Yeah,
Um
yeah,
and it's just so interesting that she does say you know, the line where at the ease that at which he puts me on my back is hot.
yeah. And he
Do you want to
also,
actually read the line? Do you want to read the
yes,
line?
yes, yes,
Because
but
I know
right,
that that was just my shorthand.
yes, 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 but like right before that, um, is he flips his palms and showing her a dagger with a really short blade. And it's like the problem isn't necessarily your fighting style. You're fast and you've become pretty damn formidable since August. But he's like, but you're using daggers that are too easy to pluck out of your hands. You need weaponry designed for your body type. And she's like, well, at least he didn't say weakness. Like, yeah. And then he made her 12 daggers for her like body type. Like that
Yeah,
are
which
light but
I think
yeah.
are great. Like she also like makes a point to say like, "Oh, that's so odd, that's oddly sweet." Like that's
Yeah,
very
he's like,
oddly
wow.
sweet of him to do that.
Yeah, and she's also like, "How did you have this made? Like, who made this?" And he's like, "I know somebody."
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure you definitely know somebody.
yeah, and he's like in the quadrant. He's like, "Well, yeah, like you'd be surprised of how resourceful you get after 3 years."
Yeah.
Yeah, And
Um,
then did the e I found your quote. Are you ready? Are you ready for your quote?
I'm ready.
The ease at which he has me on my back is simultaneously appalling and ridiculously hot, especially with the weight of his hips settled between my thighs. It takes all of my willpower not to reach up and brush the stray lock of hair from his forehead. It was a mistake. Oh.
But like just like the fact that she is like thinking of he really did think that that was a mistake. Like it's a
Yeah, it was like,
mistake.
well, yeah, like the kiss was a mistake. So now she's like, but this is so hot.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, oh my God. And then he is like, it's like, hey, I have a dozen daggers on me. Get them all. Like they're all for you. You have to disarm me is basically like what he's trying to teach her. And then he's like, unless you don't know how to handle an opponent on top of you. If so, that's a whole nother issue. And she goes, I know how to handle you on top of me. And then he lowers his mouth to my ear and says, you won't like what happens if you push me. Or maybe I will.
Yeah, maybe you will. You never know.
And
You
then,
should do
and
it.
then, and then, I'm so sorry. This is just like a good bunch of lines that we need to discuss. And then he
Hmm.
said, disarm me before I test that theory in front of everyone in this gym. And then, interesting, I didn't take you for an exhibitionist. And then keep pushing, and I guess you'll find out.
I like that she like puts that little line in.
The exhibitionist?
Just no, just like in general,
There were
like
so
her.
many.
Yeah, I was like, first of all, there were so many. I mean, yeah, sure about like the expositionist, but I just think that it's so interesting how like she throws that like little spice in that like Violet is ready to play. Like Violet is
Hmm.
still willing to play and she's ready to play and like she's not going to be like barreled over and be like pushed around necessarily. Like
Yeah,
she
it's
is a
like,
brat.
oh, I'll push you around too. Like it's, and then he does like,
Yeah.
oh, like, um, and she kind of does call him out on his shit, and he's like, I thought you said that kiss was a mistake. And she's and he's like, it was. I'm just teaching you that blades aren't the only way to disarm an opponent. Tell me, Violence, are you disarmed?
I mean, yeah, I think that he did a really good job personally because I kind of think that she was.
Yeah.
Um, I also just think that it's so fun to see them be super playful with each other because
Hmm.
we know like at the same time like this is what she really wants.
Yes,
You
very
know.
much so.
Um and it's just so interesting because this is what she wants.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see them play
Hmm.
because she is a brat,
Yeah.
especially like when they like joke around and play around like this. And I just think that it's fun to see them have this like joking play, like sexual tension, like banter in a, I guess, non-sexual way.
Yes,
Like,
and I
you
feel
know.
like, before the kiss, there obviously was that like sexual tension, but now that they've broken it, there's more of that sexual banter than there was before.
Hmm. I do think
100%.
like it ripped off the band-aid of what is okay, you know?
Yes.
Like what is like
100%.
right and acceptable and okay, you know? So
Yeah. Yep. And
it's
then
very interesting.
very interesting. It's very fun to read.
Hmm.
I also like when it's like on the mat because it's like you said, it is like a dance because they're fighting, but they're still having this like
Yeah,
sexual tension. It's like, wow, this is fun, you know?
I would agree.
Um, and then she pins him. Now she's on top and pins him on the ground. Um, and then she says that I lock my legs around his hips and force a roll to the left, putting Zayden on his back. Willingly, of course. There's no way I'm kneeling on top of him if he doesn't want it that way.
I mean, pop off, consensual queen.
They're
Like,
both so
she,
consensual. I really appreciate it.
they're both very much like, oh, if they don't want to, but it would be so nice if they did.
So then he does like use his signet a little bit to like to help them up and kind of, do stuff like that. And she's like, and he's like, that's like the other thing. Like a material might not like us using our signets, but out there, people don't care. Like you're gonna have to
Yeah.
learn how to fight with your signet on a mat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially in tight quarters, you know? Like that was
Mm-hmm.
like one of his biggest things. Like in tight quarters, you're going to need to know how to fight like this because if you don't, that really could be life or death.
Yeah. Yeah, and then so they get up and then, she kind of puts all of the um daggers and like
You got that?
sheaths them all.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Sure.
you. And then um she's like, "Well, like and there's runes on them." And she's like, "I don't know runes."
Yeah, like she wishes that she, you know, knew the Tirish runes because that was something that was um I mean common knowledge until the rebellion happened and then they kind of, obviously erased that part.
Mm-hmm.
Um and so it's just very interesting, she's looking at these and she's like, "Man, I wish I would have studied more."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um
Um
And then, there's another time skip right after that where it's like, she's like, yeah, February flew by in a blur of exhaustion because, wow, like Zayden has every unscheduled moment of my day putting me on the mat and pulling me out of training because he has to do something more like flying, just training me, and I'm tired.
yeah, but also how could she not be tired, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she like openly does admit, she's like, he doesn't baby me like Dane, and he doesn't like take it easy on me like Ree does. And she's like, I kind of like it. Like he's pushing me to my physical limit every single session, but never further than that.
Yeah, and it's just like the idea of having a good trainer that can push you to your limit so that you can soon exceed your limit
Mm-hmm.
without burning you out is such a gift,
Yeah.
honestly. Um, and so I do think that she's feeling that and she's like, oh wow, like this is different. Like it's so different. And of course, Dane is upset that she is constantly getting taken out of class and that she is constantly like not being in formation and things like that. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely something to note.
Yeah, and like he never kisses her again. Like Xaden has yet to kiss her again.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like you said, like Dana's really upset that Violet's just constantly getting taken out of class.
Yeah. And just like thinks that she's not really like knowing what's going on. And and also like I feel like a big factor is like he's upset that yeah, she's being constantly taken out of class and she still can't channel yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like her signet hasn't manifested. Like yeah, she can channel like lesser magic, but that's not a signet, which is very different.
Mm-hmm.
Um so, that is hard to work around and then not only that is like they're they're starting to go into war games
Yeah.
and like they're gearing up for war games and they're gearing up for like this big thing and talking about like the lineup about how everybody's like weaknesses and strengths balance out.
Yeah.
She's definitely on the you're almost dead weight side.
Yeah, and like, she hasn't gotten her signet yet. And it's like another student just recently like burned because he got like a fire signet and he just went up like a torch because he couldn't control it.
Yeah, and it just goes to show like how quickly things can turn depending on what your signet is. And so,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Dana's like, you gotta stop like skipping class because you're never gonna manifest if you keep, you know, skipping class.
Yeah.
And if you keep pulling her out, Zayden, she's never gonna manifest.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, and then Zayden does kind of say, because it's like, hey, we're gonna go fly now. Like he comes in, it's like, hey, we gotta
Hmm.
go. And Dane does stand up. He's like, hey, like she doesn't have her signet, like she needs to stay in class. And Zayden does kind of go, well, she's not getting it in here, and we've seen that, so I'm gonna take her flying. And he's like,
Yeah, it's
go ahead.
I was like, no, it's just like very much is who Zayden is like the kind of like the, oh, well, she's really not learning anything in class, so why does she need to be there?
Yeah.
You
And
know?
then, yes, and then it's also the um Dane's like, well, she's not learning like even the lesser magic. And then Zane is like, okay, and he throws a watch down. It's like, Violet, pick it up. And like use your magic to pick it up.
Yeah, and she successfully does. She does that parlor trick, and he just says, see, she's practiced.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, and you know, they go up to the flight thing, and
Mm-hmm.
now like they're walking up, and she's just like looking at like what's going on, and she she wants she she's
All right, you good
also
there?
like, yes, I am. I'm sorry. I'm like trying to like gather my thoughts of like how I want to say this. Like because Zayden is so serious and stern like with everything, when he opens doors for her, it is just so like she takes it like, oh my gosh, like that's the sweetest thing in the entire world. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh wow, like that's amazing. He
He
could
opened
open a
up to me.
door.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
like we're really connecting. Um and
Yeah.
he's just like, "Oh, don't mention it. Old habits die young. Like my dad taught me how to do that." And
Yep.
then this, one of my favorite lines. Haha. How many times have that literally been said? But this is actually one of my favorite lines. I think that this is an extremely poetic line, and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Ashley's gonna read it
Yes, just give me a second to
when she
find
finds
it.
it.
Um, oh, here it is. Okay, you ready? You ready for your
I'm
favorite quote?
ready.
Okay. So, old habits die hard. My father taught me that. His voice dies abruptly, his gaze drops away, every muscle tenses. Um, and then she says, like, oh, like, kind of trying to change the subject, like, oh, like, isn't it a little cold for flying? And then she's like asking to change the subject to help. And it's like the pain in his eyes is the kind of pain that never dies, the kind that rises like an unpredictable tide and floods the shoreline without mercy. And he blinks and it's gone.
I'm sorry. Just I honestly think like that is such a beautiful way to write that, because pain and grief really never goes away,
Mm-hmm.
but people mask it, and they can change the way like their feelings and like their thoughts are perceived just literally in a blink of an eye. And I don't know. I thought it was a beautiful analogy personally. I
I do.
did.
I really do. And I
Um
do like that's like it floods the shoreline without mercy. Like there's times where
yeah.
like you just can't control it.
Yeah, you can't control it and you can't stop it, and it is like an ocean that like comes and overtakes you almost, and
Mm-hmm.
then pulls back out. You know, as waves rush in, they rush back out, and
Yeah.
that is like how it is truly described. And I just thought it was a really beautiful poetic quote. So Zayden and Violet are walking back up onto the flight field because that's where they said they were going to go, and they
Really? You know
meet
what? I thought they were
Dane's.
going to the top of the tower.
Okay, you could have said top of the keep because that would have been better
That would
with.
have made more sense, but it's okay.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Maybe I'll start yawning when you talk, and then maybe you'll understand how I feel.
Oh, so sorry.
Um, But they're going onto the flight field and they meet Dane's dad.
Yeah.
And Violet's mom is there and like they're coming and flying in, and it's so interesting to see Dane's dad because he is just like so much more cordial to Violet than her
Hmm.
mom is. And
Yeah,
he's like,
like
"Oh,
it's
hey, like look at your flight lines. Like that's so cool. Like really
mhm.
working out, girl, getting
Yeah.
it."
Yeah, like he's doing a
And
lot more praise and like love than her
mhm,
mom is, which is really, really
yeah.
interesting.
And then not only that is like he's just like being like, "Oh, like you've been doing so great," and like blah blah blah. And her mom's like, she's been doing a moderate amount. Like
Yeah.
she's like sufficient. Um, and he brings it up. He's like, "Oh, I'm so glad that like we caught you here.
Hmm.
We were wondering if you would bring Indarna to us so that we could basically study her
Yeah.
because he has been offhandedly researching Feathertails since Indarna got, you know, paired up with Violet. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like, oh, like we haven't really seen one of these. Let's do the research
Yeah.
and you
Mm-hmm.
know, and then we do find out like there's not really any information on Feathertails in the archives. There's no
There it is.
I got there, I got there.
There it is.
Uh
There it is.
so then and her dad does remark like, "Oh, wasn't your dad studying Feathertails? Like where's his works?" And
Yeah, because, the only ones in the archive are the um in battle. There's one account in the what is the battle that they just studied? It starts with a G that
Summerton,
nobody can
oh
pronounce.
Garfair or something?
Yeah. In that battle, there's like a mention of Feathertails in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the only mention of Feathertails.
Yeah.
And then, when Dane's dad, General Atos, is like, hey, we need to, like, where did your dad's stuff goes? Taryn's alarm bells goes off. And
Mm-hmm. It's like,
Taryn is like,
no,
do
no.
not,
Like,
don't
don't
do,
tell her. Yeah.
yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, how interesting. And she lies to them both and it says, oh, I don't know where my dad's notes were. He must have never finished it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know where they are. And
Yeah.
she does know.
Yeah.
It says that she knows exactly where he hid his notes. And kind of interesting that it mentions that she says, I lied to both of them. Like her
Yeah.
mom doesn't know, which I find
That's what I
very
was really
interesting.
interesting. So I wonder if her mom did know and she's keeping it a secret too? Or does she not know and only Violet knows? Because maybe her dad knew. I don't know. Very interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, it just it seems very interesting. And then you know, she just like straight up lies to them, which is fine. I think like it's okay. And then she kind of like General Atos kind of like veers it back to like a normal conversation,
Mm-hmm.
about how like, wow, you've been doing like so good and like you and Dane are in like the same wing together and that's so fun.
Yeah, like he's your squad leader. Look how fun that is. And she's like,
Hmm.
oh, Dane's doing good. He's our squad leader. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just interesting how like her mom really isn't giving her any attention, isn't acknowledging like
Mm-hmm.
what's going on, like no congratulations, no good job, no like do better. It's just, well, she's sufficient, so what am I supposed to say?
Yeah.
Like if she got a signet, then maybe I could talk to her because
Mm-hmm.
if she doesn't manifest, then she's really not worth anything.
Yeah.
And that's kind of crazy to like hear your mom say and really interesting to think about, especially because Violet is like, should I hold myself to my mom's standards? And
Mm-hmm.
like, are they even standards that I want to uphold? Like,
I
are they
do
even
really
worth
like
me
that
doing
quote.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like, why would I hold these standards if I don't want to, like, hold myself to those standards?
Yeah, but even if like you do choose to hold yourself to that standards, are those standards that you believe in or those
Mm-hmm.
standards that you were told that you need to uphold, which is
Yep.
I think very different. And
Very, very different.
in Violet's mind, she does see it as different things. I
Yeah.
think
And
that's
she
why you see
says,
the question happen.
yeah. And then, she kind of tells Zayden, she's like, problem is, I'm never quite sure which it is. I'm too busy trying to live up to whatever impossible standard she has set to ask myself if, wow, so sorry, whether impossible situations she sets to ask myself if they're even standards I give a shit about.
Yeah. Like, are they even worth it? Are
Mm-hmm.
these standards that are even freaking worth it?
Yeah.
And, General Atos, sees Zayden and kind of throws this offhanded comment about, you know, make sure you, to Violet, make sure you basically cast your net where loyalty lies and not with
Mm-hmm.
like a bed of traitors. And Zayden says, I've proven my loyalty. I paid my price for loyalty, and
Yeah.
therefore I should not be questioned anymore about it.
Mm-hmm.
And Violet
Yeah.
actually is like, what the fuck does that mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's
And
weird.
he's like boundaries violence.
Yeah.
But he doesn't say it in like a rude way. It's like,
Boundaries.
oh. And then they all go flying and Sigale's kind of learning to stay behind and she's learning how to actually kind of like lead and do like more stronger maneuvers and stay on. Um, and then that's kind of where the chapter ends.
I know, that's where the chapter ends. There was like such a this was such a big chapter. There was so much stuff to like unpack in this chapter. We got, the aftermath like in the
Of
beginning
Jack's
chapters
fight.
of Jack's fight, and it's just like there was so much to unpack and we got to see and hear so many different characters. It was a lot of fun.
This was a good set of chapters. I really do
Yeah.
enjoy these. But I think that's where we're gonna end it today.
Yes, I know. And thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to wherever you guys are listening from or watching wherever you guys are listening from. We really do appreciate it.
Really
And
do.
thank
And
you
if
for,
you,
and come
yeah,
back next week.
yeah. And if you'd like to tell us, what did the void say to you?